So hello and welcome everyone to the Results and Innovation in Systems Excellence, or RISE e-learning community, Beyond Limits, Personal Journeys Towards Employment Success. My name is Megan Ketchell and I'm the project manager for the Administration on Disabilities, Disability Employment Technical Assistance Center, or DETAC as we call it. So this is session one of the Beyond Limits e-learning community. And we have a great presentation lined up today from Alexander Hubbard, or Fantasy A, on pursuing a music career while working 3 part-time jobs. I am going to go over a few housekeeping items and the ground rules for this community. Then I'll turn it over to our facilitator, David Mirahashi from the Washington Initiative for Supportive Employment, or WISE. And this is our agenda for today. So we'll just do a quick welcome and intro. We'll have our guest speaker presentation, some time for questions and answers, and then a couple of next steps before the next session in this community. And Sharonette, you can go to the next slide. So just quickly, I want to call out the accommodations that we have available today and for future community sessions. So for today and for all future e-learning community sessions, we have CART closed captioning services available. And you can see those by clicking the show or hide captions button in Zoom. In addition, for the launch session today, you'll see that we have our American Sign Language interpreter available, and that video is pinned. After this initial meeting, if you require ASL to participate in these sessions, please email us at aodemploymentta@gmail.com and let us know if you need accommodations 3 days in advance of those sessions. We will do ASL interpretation by request, but we will always have captioning services available in these sessions. And next slide. Thanks, Chairnet. So again, my name is Megan Ketchell, and I am from the Lewin Group, and I'm the project manager for DETAC. We're also joined by my colleague Sharonette from TASH on the line today, and Sharonette is the project coordinator for DETAC and also is sharing our slides today and is available if anyone has Zoom questions as we go through. And next slide. Now we'll go into and sorry, I think I heard someone trying to speak up. Just want to check that my audio and everything is all good.
The ribbons are nice. Yeah, they were nice.
All right, and if you are not speaking, if you could just please mute your line. Thank you. All right. So just quickly going to talk about expectations for the community and a couple of ground rules, what you can expect from us and what we expect from the participants in this community. So first off, this consists of 6 60-minute virtual sessions on Zoom, with the first being today. Each session is going to have a guest speaker, and we have a great lineup of speakers and topics that will be covered over the next couple of months. Each session is going to be facilitated by subject matter experts from WISE, and they'll be joined by myself and Chairnet from the DETAC team. So now what can you expect from the community? So first off, through this community, you're going to have access to a team of amazing subject matter experts from DETAC and WISE, as well as from the peers that are also participating in this community from other grantee organizations. We really encourage you to get in touch with each other through the Google group, which we'll send the link to later on in the session. But these sessions will also be recorded, and we'll share the recording links and slides through that Google group with the full community as well. Second, this is a safe environment for participants to talk through real life struggles and identify support and resolutions. So I like to use the phrase, everyone teaches, everyone learns. And we really think that finding support and community is a key part of these sessions. We really want you to be comfortable with engaging in these rich discussions, and don't be afraid to ask questions. And really, we all are supporting each other and have the main goal of supporting people with disabilities, advancing in the community, and furthering opportunities for competitive integrative employment. So now, as participants in this community, Here's what we expect from you and your organizations. So you all signed up and applied to participate in this community, and we had a number of applicants. We're really excited to have you all a part of this community. And we ask that at least one team member from your organization attends each of our sessions. In addition, there may be very small homework assignments between sessions, nothing intensive, as we know that this is an add-on to all the great work that you're already doing in your respective roles. But we do ask you to work on those homework assignments between sessions if there are any. And finally, we just encourage you to have active engagement in these sessions and really participate and interact with each other and with our speakers and our facilitators. All right, and then now I will turn it over to David from the WISE team to introduce the community, and then turn it over to our guest speaker. So David, over to you.
Thank you, Megan, and welcome everyone to Beyond Limits, Personal Journeys Towards Employment Success. So my name is David Murahashi. I am a TA manager for WISE, and we are located in the state of Washington. WISE provides technical assistance and training around supported employment for people with developmental disabilities, and I've been working in the field for 14 years, but I've been with WISE for a year and a half now. Just a little bit about me. I am a sibling of someone with developmental disabilities, and I'm also a brain injury. I've also had a brain injury in college, and that left me with some disabilities which impacted the trajectory of my life. But this experience has helped me get to where I am today, and I've learned how important community employment and the importance of having a full life is. Can you go to the next slide for me? So throughout the next 6 sessions, you will learn from people with disabilities from different places in the country, people with different backgrounds and cultures, and people in different points in their employment journey. So some of their journeys have been quite challenging, but you will see the importance of employment and how it has helped them build a fuller life. So through my work and from my own experiences, I have learned that everyone has the ability to work and to contribute to their community. But the problem is we limit people because we focus on their disabilities. But when you start focusing on people's strengths, gifts, and what they can bring to the world, you will start realizing that it's more that society perception is what is and what the society's perceptions of people with disability is more of the problem than the persons themselves. And so we want, and that is actually what is the barrier. So we hope that these stories open your eyes and you learn that you can better support the people that you serve. And so we hope that your stories will give you insights into how we can better create a place where all people can work and go beyond that limits. So welcome to Beyond Limits. Today, I am so excited to be here with our presenter, who describes himself as a Black, autistic, rapper, actor, author, and has recently starred in an award-winning movie called Fantasy A, Gets a Mattress. So he will be sharing about pursuing a musical career while working 3 part-time jobs. So please welcome Alexander Hubben, aka Fantasy A.
Thank you so much, David. Hi everyone, my name is Alexander Hubbard, known as Fantasy A, and I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington on May 23rd, 1993. And I was diagnosed with autism at age 3 in 1996. And I don't know who the name of my doctor was that I found out about my diagnosis, and I found shocking that I have that disability for a while. And yes.
Yeah. So what we want to do is show the video of the trailer for his movie, just kind of see what he's been doing to start off.
And we have a trailer to show y'all.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fantasy A.
And so that, just a heads up, we're seeing the slides still,
From
but
now
nothing.
on, the A in my name stands for Fancy Act.
Nothing to hold us back. We're coming closer. Straight to the top. Coming closer. Don't try to stop us now. We're like a bulldozer. Straight to the top. Closer and
Hey,
closer.
Chernette, I don't know if you can hear me, but we're not seeing the video, we're just seeing the slides. And would you be able to restart that if possible, once we get the share figured out? Great, thank you.
Well, let me share. Stop sharing.
And also, if you're not seeing, I think even in the live studio, if you're able to mute while we're sharing the video, I think that might help with the echo.
You see my screen now?
Yes, we do.
So let me start again.
Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fantasy A.
That's it, y'all. I'm done being nice and letting my whole city push me around. From now on, the A in my name stands for Fancy Act.
Nothing to hold us back. We're coming closer. Straight to the top. Closer and closer. Don't try to stop us now. We're like a bulldozer. Straight to the top. Closer and closer. Now we see our capability.
Fantasy A gets a mattress.
Now one at a time.
Got the crunch, you know that's me. I rock it to the rhythm, to the T.O.B. The mellow man, a third MC of the crew. You best believe CJ won't start rocking to.
Cancer is a long journey. It's overwhelming, but
That is pretty cool. So I think, do you want to go back to the slides? So I think what we're doing today is we're going to talk through 3 different chapters of Alex's life, and so he's going to be sharing some things, and I think between each chapter we'll allow some times for questions to be asked if anyone has any. So.
And we are hearing some music from someone's line.
You still here?
It went away now.
Yeah, we're not hearing the music anymore, but we're not seeing the slides. Yeah, Chairnet, we're getting the music again. Chairnet, if you're have any other windows open on your desktop, I think you may need to close those out and just share the slides only.
You see the screen now?
Yes, we see
Yeah.
the screen now. And Wise team, I think we have you unmuted as well.
Yeah. So if you move to the next slide, there we go. So, Alex, can you tell us about your life growing up and when you were when you were in school?
Sure, I would like to share that. Well, the first high school I went to is called Cleveland High School. I only went there from freshman to half of my junior year, and after that, I went to another alternative high school called the Center School that's located in Seattle Center. And that school gives me a good environment to be with good teachers that understands about my disability and get along with other people that understand about my disability, but some of them don't understand my disability as much, don't get along. But I moved forward from that. And after I went to the Center School, I went to the transition program at Rainier Beach High School called Pathways to Independence. It runs by Miss Jolene Franklin and other people that with intellectual and developmental disabilities, that is about getting people on their job sites learn to work a job and go to volunteer sites to get community service hours in order for us to get our diploma. And I really enjoyed that transition program because it helps me to get me into a good path of getting a job elsewhere. And that covers of volunteering, getting out in the community. And during my time going to school, I lived with my parents, which is really rough because my mom and my dad didn't get along with each other, and they have some health problems that kind of make my life harder, and it kind of affected my life a bit, which is really hard. So that's the reason why I need to be a better person. So, yeah.
Yeah, so did you feel school was pretty challenging then?
It's really challenging because it's harder to make friends at school sometimes because they don't understand about my disability well. So I'd rather be with friends who understands me better with my disability than just being ignorant. And that's why I found it challenging of being in high school during those days.
Yeah, so if we go to the next slide. So let's go to the next chapter of your life. What are some of your experiences through employment and kind of where you've grew from school and then went into different jobs?
Yes, thank you for asking, David. Well, the first job, it was during my time at the transition program, and during the summer of 2013, I joined this first job called the Star of Seattle. It's a place, it's like a peer lab where people with disabilities go and do sub-search on the computers. And I used to work there as a receptionist. Before that, how I get this job is when I joined the internship program during my time at Center School to work at Star of Seattle as the intern receptionist into a paid receptionist. And after I worked with the Star of Seattle, I worked with Compass Group out in Redmond in the Microsoft campus. And my job there was a audio visual assistant, have me go to all the conference rooms, check everything out, to organize the cables, pushing chairs back right before other Microsoft executives come and use in the conference rooms. And I found this job through an employment agency called At Work. And so yeah, and for that, the first employment agency didn't provide me the support I needed because I needed to be at a job that I would be good at, which is with the city of Seattle, and didn't go through. So, and also after that, I work at the Starbucks headquarters mailroom, and I found that job through another agency, which is out in Kent. And I enjoy working that job because it gives me more skills, develop more friendships and a good environment, and build up my skills a bit more. And after that, I work with a company called Allied Universal Event Services, which is formerly called Staff Pro. It's another agency that let us do like security work, give us more skills to be an event security, event staff. Like we work at all the venues, like including football, concerts, and other events like at Tacoma Dome, Lumen Field, which is what CenturyLink Field, and everywhere else like Climate Pledge Arena, formerly Key Arena, and everywhere else. And I found this job really good because it gives me good environment, be around people, and they will respect of my disability that much. And also, after I work with Allied, I found another job agency that will help me to be at a job that matches my needs, called Mainstay, supported at City of Seattle. And I started working with the City of Seattle in 2018, and Mainstay helped me find this job. The first department I worked with is Seattle Public Utilities at the warehouse, had me like do the dust mopping, data entry, and filing, which I find it really good. I enjoy working this job because it helps me to be in a good system, to get around good people, right people. And then while I'm working with the City of Seattle, I used to live in a group home, adult family home, after I moved out of my parents' house because due of the challenges that's been happening at the old house when it was infested by ants and rats, which is kind of made my living arrangement difficult. And when I was living in a group home, I found that the residential provider gives me problems is because of the rules and the curfew, which I don't like. And that's when the residential provider tells me I need to get a haircut, which I found way too personal because I know how to take care of myself. But he was concerned about the pillows, about my hair being on the pillows, which doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't get about we're doing like something outside of the group home, like other type of work, and that's why I found it difficult to live in an adult family home. But I don't live in an adult family home anymore because I found a place on my own that has no caregiver, only roommates, that I'll be on my own with no rules and much more. And after I worked with public utilities, I got transferred to work in the mailroom. And after I worked in the mailroom with public utilities, that's when I started working at City Light mailroom, like doing like sorting packages and mail and deliver mail on each floor that is associated with City Light.
Well, you've gone through a lot of jobs. What do you think was really what? It sounds like the jobs more recently have been more successful. What do you think was the difference between some of the jobs that you had that were hard for you and the ones that you've really been able to have success in?
Well, I would say the job at Compass Group, I find it tough because they only give me the hours I would like, because I was on SSI. It's like 3 hours a day, which is not enough. So I rather work more hours in order to make a living on, so I can get myself around. And at Starbucks headquarters mailroom, I enjoy that job, but sometimes they don't have any other days they need us to come in. Depends if there's not much work over there. It kind of like affected the income, so that's why I left. And I enjoy working with Allied Universal Event Services is because I find this job good, but sometimes it's hard for me to quit that job with Allied. It's hard for me. It's just a fun job. I'm telling you, because I like to be around people, and I like to get more shifts and need more hours too. And I enjoy working at the public utilities warehouse, but I found it difficult as well because there's not other work to do. When I caught up with all the dust mopping and other type of work, there's not so much to do. So that's why I need to go be transferred to another department that will give me more something to do with more hours. So these are the difference of my previous jobs and the current jobs I work in.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I've been watching the chat, and it doesn't seem like there's any questions being asked. And you were also talking about your housing and not being able to kind of live the life you wanted to live. Is that kind of what you were saying?
Yeah, I find it hard to live in a group home because of the rules that doesn't make sense to me. And a curfew, which is 8 p.m., is still too early. Because what if I work at my other job and I won't get off till like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and I might not get home till like midnight or so. I just need to be at a different living arrangement where I will allow to come home anytime. But being home before 8 p.m. is too early. And that makes it rough for me.
Yeah.
So
it sounded like it limited your independence.
Yes, it's limiting my independence, which just kind of makes me frustrated and much more.
So we have some questions. What are some of your favorite parts of working at the night events?
That's a good question, Jamie. Some of the favorite parts that I work night events is like looking at the view of the city really good, and that gives me a quiet motivation to be with others. That's one of my favorite parts of working night events is being at a dead door, being at a spot where I usually guard everything and it's quiet. That's one of my favorite parts of being at a quiet spot at night events. It's the quiet spots.
Yeah. And it looks like someone said they love how you advocate for yourself.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much.
And how do you like having roommates? Is it good for you to live with other people? Just jumped ahead. Who don't give you rules, or would you like to live on your own?
I feel good of living with roommates because it gives me more protection and more love and much more without the rules, and we could do whatever we want in the house. Like if I need to go see a friend, I had to like leave. I can always let the roommates know, but when the caregiver's around, if a caregiver tells you that you can't go see a friend because it's past that time, that's gonna make it tough for me and it's frustrating for me. So I like living with roommates that don't give me rules and much more. And I used to live on my own in an apartment, but I find it unsafe because you never know who is randomly following me, that makes it unsafe. So I'd rather live with roommates at a rental apartment house. So it keep me way safer to be with roommates.
Yeah. And it looks like we've gone through the question. So why don't we move to the last?
All right, let's do it.
Do you want to move to the next slide? So you started exploring into your superstardom. So
Yes.
How did you go into rapping and being a movie star?
That's a good question, David. I will tell you more everything. Well, how I developed a passion for music while in school is before that, when I was at age 4 or 5, I listened to the rap music on the radio while I was with my mom. That gives me a good dream to be a musician. So during my time at the center school, there's an after-school program called Hip Hop Club that runs by the former students Peter Durding and Sam Wolk. They're the instructors of how Hip Hop Club is really important for everyone. It's because it helps to express their feelings and what they've been through. And hip hop is like bringing people together and rhyming good. And we did some recording sessions during the days off and everything, like during like school recess assemblies. And that's how I learned from doing Hip Hop Club, is from Sam and Peter, and that's what makes me a true musician. And after center school Hip Hop Club, I started performing around Seattle. Before that, I taught myself how to make my own beats through Music Creator 6 and Magic's Music Maker it ends with the X, not with ends with the C. And that's how I learned how to make my own beats. And I record my songs through Music Creator 6. And I started performing in Seattle in 2014, and I created flyers through Microsoft Word to Microsoft Publisher. And the reason why I enjoy doing flyers is because I just want people to know who I am, what I have going on, and that gives me something to do and have people check out my music, my social medias, and much more. And they will learn more things from me. And then after that, the friends who knows about me, does film projects, they know me through center school. They went to the same school as I went to. And that's David, Noah, and Safai, known as Sophie, which by her real name. That's how I met them through high school, center school. And they asked me if I can do a film of my life. And I'm like, really? That gives me more excitement. I'm shocked that they want to do a film project of me, and that's how it started. The first film that we did is called Fantasy A Gets Jacked, which is about when those two people I don't know jacked my stuff that ruined my birthday. And I enjoyed doing that because I thought it's going to be so much fun than just doing music, but I enjoy doing music and making films. And that's how I became a YouTube star before I do film projects like that. And after that, that's how I met those film students in center school when we do films like that. And after I live in a group home, I live in Maple Leaf with a group of 4 or 5 people with no caregiver. And after that, I used to live in an apartment in Capitol Hill called Amherst. And I don't live in that apartment anymore because of what happened. I was randomly followed by a gang member in the car, and I was afraid that that gang member would do something that makes me not be here anymore. And I don't want to be involved in that. Don't want to put up with that. So that's why I want to move to another place. And I live up northeast in U District now, where I'm with the group of 8 people, and it's safer. So that's how much I love about living in an independent apartment house. And after that, I reconnected with friends in school. And also, we did the next film called Fantasy 8 Gets a Mattress, which is the next film after Fantasy 8 Gets Jacked, which is about my life, living in a group home, and being prevented from being a superstar when they're trying to take my stage time after getting kicked out of the group home and struggling as an autistic rapper. And we won a few awards, starting from Seattle Black Film Festival to Spokane International Film Festival that'll be happening in February. And I enjoy doing those because it gives more of me network with more people that to the film industries. And we did some screening runs at other theaters like the Beacon Cinema, Grand Illusion Cinema, and Central Cinema. And I enjoy meeting people that wants to see the film because it gives them a good experience. And, you know, and also I perform all over Seattle for my music, and we did some screenings for my movie as well. So that's the least about being a superstardom.
And we have a couple of questions.
And if you have any questions, I will love to answer them.
Yeah.
So when I think when
It
you
looks
first
like we
told
have
me
a
your
few
story,
questions in
you
the chat.
talked about how you got into music and how you started learning your own beats. Do you want to tell them a little bit about that?
How do I start doing my own beats?
Yeah, at the music center in Seattle. There was the EMP.
Oh, for one thing,
Yeah.
I learned how to make music through EMP, which is now called Mopop. When I was there, I found a spot where I will learn how to make music, like use the piano to press one key to make a beat sound, and that is how I will do music from, and that'll teach me how to do recording. So that's how I started doing music. It's for EMP back in 2009.
Yeah, and so the EMP was it's like a museum in Seattle about music, and so you just went in and started playing on some of the tools.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And so I think we have some questions. So when
We do
you
have
are
some
being paid for your performances at venues, how do you determine how much you'll perform for? Do you let the venue determine, or does someone read through your contracts?
That's a good question. Well, it will, depending on what venue I perform at, they just tell me how much I get paid for. They pay me like $100 to perform. It's because that's how much they raised. It depends on how the audience is. And when I perform, I usually post flyers around for my shows. And sometimes some people didn't come and show up because they have other things going on, but I always keep trying. I always keep trying to invite more people as much as I can by putting up more posters. And I enjoy doing that because that gives me more things to do. And I poster over Seattle, Bellevue, Port Townsend, south of Tacoma, south of Olympia, and north of Arlington. So that's how I've been putting up posters, and that's how I recognize by hundreds of people. And we go to the next question.
Yeah, let's see. Do you have a lot of followers and people that have subscribed to your...
Yes, I do have a lot of followers on Instagram now. I'm at 3,700 followers now. And I didn't expect that number to be higher because I was expected to have like 2,500 followers. But my Instagram keeps growing because people want to know more about me. And on YouTube, I'm about 9 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can be eligible for monetization. So that's how many followers and subscribers I have. So, yeah.
And what, just in case no one knows what that is, or people don't know what it is, what do you mean by monetization?
Like being monetized for YouTube videos. And I'm also get paid streams because I have an account through TuneCore where I release my music through. I also release music through TuneCore and Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere else. And also, another thing I haven't mentioned, I'm also written 3 books, or make it 2 books. The first one is called Life in the Eyes of an Autistic Person, which is about my life from my childhood to young adulthood, and it's available at Amazon.com, and that's where you're going to find my book at. Life in the Eyes of an Autistic Person. And the second book that I've written, which is about 2 of my friends I went to center school with, Gabe Fabens and Sage Folkens, which is called Life in the World of Gabe Fabens and Sage the Scholar. That book is about 2 of my friends saved the world after that terrible windstorm hit Seattle that wiped out the entire male population except for female. So it's also available on Amazon.com. So if you don't know where to find my books, they're on Amazon.com, and let your friends know about it so they'll learn more about those books too. And that's gonna be, that'll cover everything.
Who do you have that can help make sure no one jacks your stuff?
Well, to be honest, that's a tricky question. I'm going to ask one of my roommates or one of my film friends to make sure, or I can ask someone I can trust that they watch my stuff. Like if I go to a store or some event, I'm gonna ask one of the workers if they can wash my stuff so nobody jacks it. So that's how they can protect my stuff being prevented from being stolen.
And then, how did you find that room in your house?
How do I find this room? I found it through that site called hotpass.com, and that's how I find a place to stay. It's through hotpass.com. And before that, when I live in a Maple Leaf, I found that house, that room, through one of the former roommates that were looking for someone who wants to move into the house, and that's how I got approved. I got approved to live in the room.
Awesome. And then, can you share about the film festivals you have been a part of?
That's a good question. The film festivals we went to are Seattle Black Film Festival back in April 30th, and Folk Life Film Festival that was happening in May. That's where our film was screened at. And we went to the Paulsville Film Festival, the Local Science Film Festival at the Northwest Film Forum, and we went to the West Sound Film Festival in Bremerton, and we went to the Tacoma Film Festival where we won that award at, and we also did a film festival in Silent City in Ithaca, New York, which is one of the first cities outside Washington that's screened our film in Ithaca, New York at Silent City Film Festival. We also won the award for that. And they also did the online virtual screening at the Indie Berlin Film Festival in Germany, where we won another award for Best Cinematography. And also, we went to another film festival in Issaquah. We went to that one, and we did some screening runs at the Capitol Theater in Olympia, and the Beacon Cinema, and also at the Central Cinema, if I already said that, and Grand Illusion Cinema. And also, there's another film festival that we went to. I believe that's all the film festivals we went to, and we have a next one coming up in February, which is called Spokane International Film Festival. And we're looking forward to that. And we also did the screening at the Egyptian by one of the Seattle International Film Festival centers. 400 people attended, and they enjoyed the film. And it's nominated to win the award by Seattle Film Critics Society. And we also heading to London in March, called the Oscar Bright Film Festival, where Fantasy Gets a Matchup will be screening in England for the first time outside of our country. And I'm excited for that. And it's going to be on Sunday, March 17th at 3 p.m. in London time. So.
Very cool. It looks like a lot of people want to follow you.
Oh my gosh.
What are some of your, what are your YouTube name and...
Sure. If y'all want to know about me, if you want to share, if you want to follow my social media pages, my YouTube name is AGWizard7, but it's under Fantasy A. So go up by Fantasy A, FANTASY, and capital A, and you can follow me on my Instagram at Fantasy A3, the number 3, and also my movie page, Fantasy A Gets a Mattress Movie, for any upcoming screenings. So, and also check out the recent article from the Seattle Times about me meeting Sir Mix-a-Lot.
So I think that the next slide had some links to that.
And there are links for that too, if y'all want to go click on them and share with other people too. And there it is. And Dr. Clean Productions is a company that runs by David, Sophie, and Noah. That's the company that put together the film for me, for Fantasy Gets Jacked and Fantasy Gets a Mattress.
Yes.
And we're hunting for a distribution deal, so please help us find a good distributor who can, after the festival run is over.
Looks like they're putting the link, or what the website looks like behind us. Yes.
It's like a dream come true. And I'm telling you how that happened. We also interviewed by Fox 13 News back in July at the Beacon Cinema, where our film screening was being sold out from. And after we got interviewed by Fox 13 News, they asked me, what's your dream of which celebrity you want to see your film? And I picked Sir Mix-a-Lot because he's one of my favorite local rappers, and I love one of his songs that was in the radio. Like, something on Broadway. And then months later, and I met Sir Mix-a-Lot on the elevator I worked in, the VIP elevator at Mopop, and one of the people that in his side asked me, "You're a bit familiar. I think I met you somewhere before." And they're trying to find out my alter ego because I'm a shy fan of Sir Mix-a-Lot. And a month later, his attorney just said he agreed. So Sir Mix-a-Lot people that know Sir Mix-a-Lot who is close to him. And he brings in wine and all the candies, which I found is boiling. It was a dream, I'm telling you, because I was surprised that Sir Mix-a-Lot finally came to rent the theater to do the private screening at the Beacon Cinema on Veterans Day. And then after that, when Sir Mix-a-Lot received his Hip Hop Award for the 50 years of Hip Hop year, he just shouted me out during his speech. And I found it shocking and surprised.
That is amazing. One question I wanted to ask is, what would you tell someone who is just starting their employment journey? What do you think they should know when they're looking for work?
Well, for the people that are looking for employment, if you have a hard time finding employment, just reach out to DVR and they can help you to find which agencies that can help you to look for a job that'll fit your needs. So I recommend go to a job agency and have them set up with you to search for jobs that will interest you, that you would be more comfortable in. So that's what I recommend. Get DVR and have them send you out to other employment agencies, and they can help you find jobs that way. Quick. Right on it.
And then how, just a follow-up, how would you make sure that you're getting the jobs that you want to do? Because it seems like you've had a couple agencies you've worked with.
Yes.
And not all of them have worked for you.
Make sure that you find the right employment agency that will give you more support than give you less support. So that's how you will get jobs fast, is find a better employment agency that will give you more support.
And the support that you need.
Support that you need,
Yeah.
most likely.
That's great. So it looks like we're getting close to the end of our time. Really appreciate all this listening to your story. Just it's amazing.
Thank you so much, David, for having me.
You want to go to the last slide, just so we've been asking questions. Do you want to do the one after that? Oh, so this is what's kind of coming up. So, so this is the first session of our series, and so the next one's going to be in February 12th. We're going to be having our friend Chewy Campuzano, who's going to be talking about developing a job through community communication, through curiosity and advocacy. So, and so Chewy is someone that lives in Chicago, and he'll be joining us. Actually, it's going to be flying to Seattle, so hopefully we'll be here to do our training here, or our webinar here. So, Megan, do you want to talk about more about the Google groups and what they can expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So to help facilitate connections between the participants in this community, we have a Google group. And you can access that Google group by using that link that's on the second bullet on this slide here. But we will also be distributing some information, including the slides and the links to the recordings from these sessions through the Google Groups distribution list email, which is what's the link on the third bullet there. And so just encourage you to kind of add that email to your safe senders list so things don't go to your spam in your email box. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the Google group goes, but feel free to send questions to there or to check that out, or reach out to our aodemploymentta@gmail.com mailbox if you're having any issues with access.
Just so you know, Megan, we can't click on the links on the slides because they're not linked for us. So someone would need to put them in chat or send us the slides.
I just put them in the chat.
Thank you, ChairNet. Yeah, ChairNet beat me to it, but we will also be sharing out the slides through email following the session. And they should be clickable in that attachment.
Sure.
For us, for at Wise, or for about facilitators, or questions about our speakers. So, so do you want to read this last?
Oh gosh, I can't believe it. 996 subscribers. Oh gosh, about 4 more. Wish me luck on 4 more, y'all.
So if you guys want to subscribe to
If
his
y'all,
YouTube.
if y'all know anyone who wants to join my YouTube channel, let them know to subscribe to my YouTube channel so they can see more of my updates. Oh gosh, $999. If y'all know one more person, who wants to subscribe to my YouTube channel, just have them. That's quick. 1,000.
Aren't you excited that you did this? You guys a lot of
I can't believe it. Thanks y'all for subscribing to my YouTube channel. That is so amazing. Since y'all subscribe, I will promise to upload more content, more music, and more of my updates to keep it going so y'all will know everything. Now I will make a celebration video that I have reached 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, y'all. Thank you.
That sounds
Well, thank
amazing.
you, Alex.
Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. And David, go ahead if you want to close out.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate hearing your story and seeing how excited you are with reaching your goal. But yeah, thank you all for joining us today, and we're looking forward through the next 5 months to tell more, for you to hear some more stories of folks that are working in the different throughout the country and telling their stories. Megan, is there anything left that you want to share? Or
No, just thanks everyone for joining today for session 1 and looking forward to the next session in February.
thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.